All right, welcome everybody. This is a VIP coach call. Today is July 1st. Happy July. How is everybody doing? So we can go through and everyone can say hi and how they're doing. We can check in with everybody's training. And then I'm also going to today share my screen and we're going to look at training peaks and go through how you can kind of move workouts around to fix how your week looks. Like if you miss something or if something uploads and wrong, then you can change things. And I just want to show an example of that. Also where to find your zones. Basically just how to make training peaks work for you because it is very powerful. And then we're also gonna go through an example of a workout and the importance of all the different parts of the workout. And if there's time and if I can figure out how to get it to work and I find the right video, we're going to watch a YouTube video from the Full Circle channel about cycling drills, because I don't know if everybody knows the cycling drills or when they see it written in their description of the workout, if you know what it is. So that is the plan for today. Okay. Anybody want to start? You can say hi and then let us know. You can brag about something and let us know what's going on in your world.
I'll start. I can't brag about anything since my half. I've been a slacker. The first last week, I had a week off. And the first last week, I was just crazy getting back business, some family business issues. And for a couple of days, it just couldn't get in the routine. And then I got the COVID shot since I hadn't gotten it, since I had COVID, and I wasn't going to get it through all that training for the stuff I was doing.
Right.
And for about 3 days, I felt like a bus ran over. But I haven't had that excuse since about Tuesday. So I've just been slacking, but I'll get back
you
at
have
it.
The half Ironman or the Ironman blues.
Well, just, when you've got something you're having to train for nonstop and I don't have another race till October, I probably need to go and get another race on the calendar. Yeah. And that way it makes me get in gear. So.
Right. I felt the same way after my half. I was like, what do I do now? And I had a race 2 weeks later. But I knew I had to rest for a week and take it easy. And so I was sad. But I think the best thing to do is get another race on the calendar. And then it's another thing to look forward to. It may not be so big, but yes.
Yeah. This makes me get after it. So.
Anything else going on?
That's it. Just
You're feeling better after the vaccine, though?
I am now. Yeah, for a couple of days, it just kind of zapped me. I hadn't been having the headaches in a couple of weeks, and I had a headache for 2 days, which, y'all know the issues I had with all the headaches. But no, I'm fine now. Just so hopefully the second one I don't get real sick on. But I'm ready to be done with all that. But I got a lot of business travel coming up in August, September, and October. So I had to go ahead. They told me in all these meetings I'd have to be in a mask if I didn't have the vaccine. So let's go to Scotland in September, although that's not looking real great. They've still got a 10-day quarantine. So I'm not quarantined for 10 days over there. So we'll see.
Yeah, it might change before that. That's what I've been hearing about travel. They're going their vaccine rules. So we shall see. Okay. Miguel, do you want to say hi? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I was out of commission for a couple of weeks because I had a cold.
Right.
I feel totally healthy now. I'm really happy about it. I have my new bike. I think it's a good bike.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And so now I think I need to work on technique to improve the speed, for all the events.
Okay. I think that now that you have base fitness and you do have your new bike and you're kind of getting comfortable on it, we need to do all of your testing. Well, definitely you never did a bike test. And so like we talked about this morning, you have to get your power meter connected and make sure that that's running. And then you already did a run test and a swim test. but maybe after we decided you're going to do the race on the 25th, right?
Yeah, I got to make a note to register. I'm having an issue because should I just register for Jack or should I try to get a credit for the June 13th that I missed because of my sickness?
I think you should be able to have moved your registration from the 13th to this one.
Yeah, they won't. I can't get a hold of them. They don't answer their phone. They don't respond to email.
Okay.
So,
yeah. So try one more time. And if they don't get back to you, or you can even copy my email on it and we can reach out to the director, Rob.
okay.
And we can get you in on the
July 13th, right? Is it July 13th?
Yeah, that was the last one. Oh, wait, no, it was June 13th. That was the last race.
Yeah.
The next one is July 25th.
Okay.
So we'll do your bike test next week. And then after the race, probably do your swim and your run test again. And this is a way to see if you're really progressing, like you were asking, as well as the race is kind of like a test, and we can compare it to your last race. But then I think the most important thing will be, and today's going to help because we're going to go through Training Peaks and teach you how to use it. And then I don't think it's necessarily working on technique, which I think that you have. It's just learning how to read the workout and doing the workout.
Okay.
And work like training in your zones and learning what that means. And I think that will help catapult your fitness.
Sweet.
Yeah. Anything else to share?
No, that's about it. Thank you.
Okay, great. So we'll talk about those things in the rest of the call.
Sweet.
Okay, Enrique, how are you?
I'm fine. Well, as you know, getting ready for the race the following week.
Did you bring your bike yet?
I have to take it today before 4 p.m. to this place so they can ship it.
Right.
So the rest of the training will be swimming and running.
Yes.
Maybe a question.
Sorry to interrupt you, but for your bike, you have to take your pedals off. And if you can't do that, they will probably do it at the shop. And then just a reminder to take off your bike computer. You don't want to ship the bike with the computer. Take that with you. And I don't know if you have anything else on your bike.
Sensors?
The sensors are probably okay to leave on it. And if you want to send your wetsuit with your bike, you can probably do that too.
Okay.
Yeah, one less thing to pack.
Good.
Okay, but what were you gonna say?
I was going to make a comment of my training today and maybe a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, I did today the bike and the running. The last 2 Ks of the running were very difficult, and then when I came home, I was really tired. So I went into the bathroom and I used the scale and I realized that I lost like 3 pounds from yesterday to today. So mainly dehydration. So the question is, how can I measure how can I manage my hydration to feel well all the time?
Okay, so all the water that you drink, you should put a little bit of salt in it. Not enough salt that you're going to taste it, but having the salt in it, it absorbs faster. Or like coconut water, it has a little bit of sugar in it. And so there are like 2 different receptors and your body uses both of them when there's some kind of electrolyte or some kind of particle, so like salt or sugar in it, and it absorbs faster. So that would be one thing. And then making sure to do that all of next week as well before the race. That would be my one recommendation. And then making sure that you have like 2 bottles with you always on the bike. When you race, you'll need 2 water bottles at least, and then to keep one with you the morning of the race. So like 3 water bottles at least.
Okay.
And yeah, just be drinking water continuously throughout the day.
Good.
Should help. And you ran the bridge, right?
Yes.
You're going up the bridge. You look so strong.
I was really tired at that point. Yeah, I did both bridges, the small one and the big one.
Oh, wow. Okay. You covered a lot of distance then.
I did like 9K.
9K.
It's
Okay.
about 5.6 miles.
Okay, really good. I'm excited for you for this race. I wish I was
Let's
going.
see.
Where's
Let's
your
see.
race?
It's New York on the 11th. If I come with a third eye after swimming in the Hudson, don't be surprised.
Yeah. I think you get to jump off a barge into the water. I don't know. You probably don't want to jump into the water. You may need to be pushed by the person behind you. But it's going to be so fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it is not allowed to dive. You have to jump
Oh, really?
according with the rules. Yes.
Okay. You have to jump.
Okay.
Any other questions for the race? You have a couple more days of training, and the next week you're gonna taper and rest.
Yeah, I think all the work we have been doing is showing in the results, and it is just a matter of polishing some small details.
Yes. Okay, and work on your race plan this weekend and send that to us early next week.
Okay.
And especially because you've been doing sprints, so make sure to write down your nutrition and hydration plan for the race, because you will need some calories on the bike and for the run.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yep. Okay. Rob, are you there?
Yep.
Hi. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. So what's up with you? You haven't been on a call in a couple weeks. Are you busy with work?
Oh yeah, always busy with work, a lot of business travel.
Mm-hmm.
I've been able to stick to my training schedule for the last 2 weeks, which is a rarity.
I think you've been doing super well. Every time I go in and check your schedule, it's all green. I'm like, Rob is killing it. And you've done a couple of races recently too, right?
I just did a race in Virginia, and I have a sprint coming up on the 11th.
Yeah.
And then I've got an Olympic and a sprint the weekend of August 7th and 8th.
Yeah, nationals, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
So I'm back in Iowa now. Hopefully I can stick to some training. I've had to move training around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You assigned what I should do. And sometimes, like today, I had to double up. I did the bike and the swimming this morning because I couldn't swim yesterday because I was on the road, but I'm getting it done.
Okay. And I know you're good about dragging your workouts onto different days, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you already know how to do that. So good.
I probably do it a little too much.
That's okay.
Okay.
But however you can work on whatever you can manipulate in the schedule to match your schedule is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. What I'm letting go, and I found out this is not a good idea, is the warm-ups and the stretching. On days when I'm really pressed, I'll let that go, and I pay for it. So I'm
Right.
being more religious about doing that, especially at my age.
Okay. Yeah, I would not recommend that. If you need to take something out of the workout, take out some of the repetitions. So like if it says 8, like if it's a run and it's 800s, try to do 6, but try to do the intervals at the correct intensity.
Mhm.
And then you'll be getting the training adaptation. That's better than skipping the warm up and the cool down and the drills.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way.
Okay.
Okay.
Any maybe your brag was that you've been really good about your training schedule, even though
it's not much to brag about, but I can't tell you how pleased I am because of all the travel and everything. Getting 2 good solid weeks in is huge, and I can feel the difference. And the race I did in Virginia, I got through it as an Olympic. I got through it just fine, but I could tell that the training was off and everything was off. And
okay, you never got in your like flow state.
I never got in the zone until mile 5 of the run.
Right.
And by then the race is over.
Yeah, I remember reading your comments on there. That was like your post race.
Yeah.
You were like cramping and your legs hurt, right?
Yeah. And then it all came together at about mile 5, and I'm like, well, this is great. Now I feel like I can run all day and the race is over.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
So the next, you're doing a sprint next weekend?
yeah, that's just for fun.
Mhm.
And I think I'm just going to try to blow through it as fast as I can and see if I can actually wear myself out, and see where I'm at, because it's just for fun. And so I'm gonna be literally sprinting from the start in the swim, the bike, and the run, and just see how hard I can push myself. So I'll know what's coming up in August.
Okay. Sounds good. I think you have the fitness to do that, because that once you train and you've done a couple of sprints and
Mhm.
you have plenty, you're really supposed to sprint the whole sprint. So
Yeah,
that'll be an exciting experiment.
yeah. We'll see if I can kill myself.
Don't go that far, but and then it'll be a good plan to see where you're at for nationals. What
Yeah.
in nationals, do you know what race is first? Is it the Olympic?
The Olympic is first, and then
Okay.
the sprint is Olympic is Saturday and the sprint is Sunday.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
Yep. Sounds good. Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay. Michael, are you there?
I am here.
Hi. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's up with you? Did you ride with Aaron last weekend?
We did. We
Yeah.
did a 50-mile charity ride for 4 kids
That's
in
awesome.
honor of the not being able to do the race across America this year. So
Right.
got to present them with a check, and we wanted to do something since we weren't able to do the race across America. So
Right.
that's my brag. It was nice.
Yeah.
So
And then are you racing still Saturday?
I am
Okay. Are
I
you
am.
doing sprint or Olympic?
Sprint.
Okay. Are you ready? Are you gonna sprint the
Well,
whole thing?
well, it's funny because I've had a rough patch. I think everybody on the call, except for maybe 1 or 2, has been sick. So I got sick in the beginning of June with this massive sinus deal,
Okay.
and came out of that, lost a ton of fitness, started training again, and then got sick again last weekend, or Father's Day weekend. Is that last weekend? Yeah, with kidney stones. So I got to spend Father's Day morning in the hospital, which was nice.
Sorry to hear
But
that.
I'm so grateful because we were able to identify. Now I'm working with Aaron to get the nutrition correct, working with the doctor to find out what's going on. So it was great. Passed multiple kidney stones on the Tuesday after Father's Day, and I feel like a brand new man. So training for this thing has been pretty nice, and I'm really enjoying the lighter, well, not lighter, shorter intervals
Right.
for the sprint distance. But all of this is in preparation for World Championships in
Mhm.
September. So, and I've got Escape in August.
Right.
So
I remembered all of a sudden that you had all those races coming up, and I was like, oh my God, it's crunch time. It's
It
like
is crunch
we have to
time.
plan for fall races already.
I know, it's crazy.
Very exciting
So,
though.
yeah. So I raced this race in 2019, this little sprint. And so I went back and looked at my numbers and then made my adjustments on my tri-calc. So I'm going to go all out and just see where the chips fall. So I'm probably not even going to bring my bike computer. I'm just going to try to hit. I'm just going to go all out. I mean, if I average 270 on the bike, that's like 26 miles an hour. So that I shouldn't have to be looking at that to know I'm suffering. So
Right.
it's only 10 miles. So it's not like I may bring it just for peace of mind, but I'll have my watch. So
the only thing for a sprint, I usually keep my eye on my heart rate on the bike, because I know my last 2 sprints, I've been like hovering right around my threshold heart rate. And I know if I go much above that, and I can feel it, Like I know when
Right.
I'm going too hard, but it's sometimes good to, because you get so excited with the race. If you have
Yeah.
that visual, I know if I go above a certain heart rate, when I get to the run, I'm just going to be toast. And I'm not going to be able to
Yeah.
push the way I want to push on the run. So
That's a
that would
good
be my
point.
only recommendation to be able to see.
Well, because Aaron is such a great coach and got me so ready for the race across America, even at 270. I mean, what's interesting though is what you brought up, the excitement of the race. That could definitely have an impact. But I think I could be probably like a 150, 155 at 270 for 20 minutes. So well, I'll monitor it. But I still have my watch. So if I can always look at my watch instead
Right.
of having the bike computer separate for the heart rate. Just one less thing to take to.
One last thing to lose.
Exactly.
I think that Wayne is supposed to be at that race still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
On Saturday?
I don't know if he has a full circle suit yet, but if you see someone,
I'll have mine on, so maybe he'll.
yeah. And I think that's it.
can't
We
miss
were
this
supposed to have a couple other people, but somebody got sick and someone I think had a bike accident, so it might just be you two.
Oh, do we have a rider in the tour?
No.
They're dropping like flies, man.
I know.
Crazy.
Okay. Does anyone else have anything specific they would like to say before I share my screen? No? Okay. Let's see. Share screen.
Real quick, I will give you a personal testimony on Training Peaks and the significance of what that has been able to do in order ramping up my fitness.
Yes.
I have grown at least 25%, if not more, since September of 2019 when I started working with Aaron. My goal was to be on the podium, and almost every race that I've raced with Full Circle, I've at least made podium, if not first in my age group. So Training Peaks is an awesome tool.
What do you mean grown 25%? Just like
I mean, I've increased all of my metrics by at least 25%.
Okay.
Power,
Right.
swim, and running. So.
And you think it's because of like the accountability and the just being able to have your workouts in the
Yes.
calendar?
The accountability factor, I cannot stand having, like, I'm looking at this screen right now and it's driving me crazy.
It's a mess. I
gotta have all
my
greens.
training's all over the place.
I have to have all greens on
Should we
mine.
look at
So
yours?
that's the running, the joke. Mine's not clean right now, but you can pull it up. That's the joke. If it's not in Training Peaks, then it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So
that week wasn't great, but you said you were sick.
that was the kidney stone.
This week. Look at this. Amazing. So we talked about this on the other call last week, that the colors, let me find what the key is. The colors are for the duration. So green means you completed 100% of the planned duration. So we can go back to mine, which is a little bit messier. But I don't mind sharing my imperfections.
And the other thing I like about Training Peaks is it feeds into Garmin, and so that all my devices, if I'm on the indoor trainer or if I'm just running, it gives me all of my intervals
right
on my devices, so I can hit them perfect.
Right. Michael, have you ever done that in the pool? Because we're considering constructing, that's what it's called. We have a lot of swims in there, so it's going to take a while to get all the swims. But have you ever had a constructed pool swim, and do you like that?
So I have had a constructed pool swim, but I am not savvy enough to know how to make it go to the watch. For some reason that doesn't. For some reason on the Connect application, it doesn't come over. So I'm probably doing something wrong. But I would love to have that.
Okay. Do you put runs on your watch?
Yes, runs and all my bikes are on my devices.
I And how do you feel about, so like today I was training with Lily and she had her computer set on the intervals and I knew the intervals in my head. How do you feel about like if you're recovering and you need to start your next interval, but like the road gets busy or you have to make a turn or something, do you pause it? How do you deal with that if you can't start your interval right away when you're supposed to?
So I have two approaches. It's funny that you asked that. I thought I was the only one that struggled with that. I have two approaches.
Okay.
If it's going to be less than a 15-second delay, then I'll let it go.
Okay.
So if it's a light and I can tell it's changing, or it's just a little bit of traffic, or just something's going on and it's going to be minor, I'll let it go. But if it's going to be longer, then I'll pause it.
Okay.
Because I want to get the full impact of the interval.
Right. Because I think it would be useful for me if I was doing it on the trainer because I can control the environment. But I like this morning we were on Key Biscayne and it was so busy. And I like don't want to be a slave to the intervals. So I just control it myself. So like some of my rests were a little bit too long because I was getting to a place where I felt like I could start the interval.
Right. I would say this, and if it's an hour or less of a workout or around that, and it's intervals where I'm trying to hit, like we're doing VO2 max intervals where they're short and quick, but they're hard.
Right.
I almost always do those on the trainer because you can't cheat the trainer.
Right.
So that's kind of my rule of thumb when it comes to the bike. But I also I'm kind of spoiled because we have long straights of flat, no lights over where I'm at 2 or 3 miles. So I can do loops on that as well.
Right. Okay. Good input. So the color system on Training Peaks, if you go in your account or if you have the app, I would recommend everybody to get the Training Peaks app as well. But you can see it's called compliance. And by the end of the week, you can see like what percentages, what number of the workouts that were planned you were able to hit and complete as green. Green means that you did plus or minus 20% of the planned values. So anywhere from 80% to 120% of the planned either time or distance. So like you can see tomorrow on my account, this is in preparation if I was doing the race Saturday, it's a 1 hour brick. So if I did 1 hour or a little bit less or a little bit more, small amount, then it would turn up as green. So like my swim yesterday, I did the correct time that it came on as green. If it's yellow, like this one, it means that you did between 50 and 80% or 120 to 150% of the planned values. Orange, so my workout today, it was either less than 50% or more than 150%. So like today, if I was my coach, which I kind of am, I would go on and say, this bike was only supposed to be like, you can click on it. It says the planned duration was 1 hour and 16 minutes. So why did I do over an hour more than that? And my answer to myself would be because I biked to Key Biscayne and I biked home, which maybe I should just drive and I would be getting more of the adaptation that I'm supposed to get from the workout and not overdoing it. And then red means if you completely missed it. So here, these are red because I didn't track anything and I didn't do a workout that uploaded to those. So those are the colors. Sometimes you have a workout that will upload if there are multiple, I don't know what to call these, but like a template of the workout. So if there's more than one, sometimes your file for your exercise uploads to the first one that it sees. So we used to have a problem that this practice reminder, we created it as a workout. So if I did my bike ride, it would upload to the workout reminder and not the actual workout description. So if that ever happens, so like this one, we can, you would click up here, the 3 lines, and you can hit unpair. So that separates your workout, the exercise file, from the planned workout template that we uploaded. So you can say unpair, and then it separates them. And you can say, actually, this bike ride was something else, and then drag it to the proper one. But we haven't been having that issue as much because now all of the reminders are not a workout, they're a note. But if that ever happens, you can unpair. And then I just thought of something. One of the athletes that will remain anonymous unless they want to reveal themselves today asked me, how does Training Peaks know what I'm training for? And the answer is Training Peaks does not know, but the coaches are behind Training Peaks. So you all need to communicate with us well about what's not working for you. If we upload stuff in your Training Peaks and you're not able to do it. So for example, if we have a strength workout every Friday, but you can't come Friday, then maybe we'll put your strength workout on a different day. And just communicate with us and tell us the dates of your races, what distance you're going to be doing. If you don't know how to add them, I think it depends what kind of account you have, but you can add your events, and that will help us to see and help you plan your schedule so that that Training Peaks does know, and it does add up to what you want to be doing and what your goals are. I'm trying to get to I don't think I have a blank area, but let's, for example, if I wanted to add an event on this Saturday, you just go add, and it's event, or you can put it in as a note, a race, but you would put the name of the race and then the type, and you in the description, or the title, you can put a distance for the race. And then if you have goals, then you can put in the goals too. And then you'd hit save. Any questions about that? No? Okay. So now most of the group, we've been doing a lot of VO2 max training because that's what you do to get ready for sprint races. But our next block is going to be lactate threshold. So this is zone 4, which is actually realistically the heart rate and zone that a majority of your sprint race may be in your lactate threshold, and you may reach the zone 5 by the end of the sprint. But these are harder and longer sustained efforts. So I'm just going to go through an example on the bike. So when you open Training Peaks for the day, let's say that some people here are remote athletes. And so in the morning, they'll open their Training Peaks and they read the description of the workout, and then they go do the workout on their own. And so if you do live in town and you either miss practice or you're late to practice, you can do this on your own. So this workout says in the description, remember to do a good warm up before starting the main set, include some accelerations, and include a range of cadences from 70 all the way through 110 RPMs. So there look like, and then if you scroll down, you can see all the intervals that were planned. So it says it's a 10-minute warm up, and then you repeat 3 times a spin up. So that's, it says here, over 1 minute, you have to increase your cadence starting at 85 RPMs. And then you can think about it every 15 seconds. You want to speed up your cadence to get to over 100 by the end of that minute. And then it's 1 minute easy. And you repeat that 3 times. And then it has a shift up acceleration, which is 3 times 1 minute. You increase your gears by 1 every 15 seconds and you hold your cadence the same. And then it has 1 minute easy. So these are the drills that you need to make time for and that you can't just skip over in your workout because it's helping you to become a more efficient cyclist. Which is a video that I want to watch. So
Jack, what does threshold mean?
So threshold is after we do your bike test, your lactate threshold is considered your zone 4. And we have 5 training zones. And so physiologically, your lactate threshold is, in theory, the intensity, the power, and the heart rate that you could hold for 1 hour all out. So if you had the fitness to go as hard as you can for 1 hour, that intensity would be your lactate threshold.
Okay.
It's the point right below, well, lactate threshold, above it is an intensity that you can't sustain for long periods of time.
Okay.
And so we train right at that lactate threshold or right below it because that's usually our race pace.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking. Okay. So there is a video on here that goes over bike drills. Let's see if I can find them. The 3 best cycling drills. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but we're going to go through the visuals of it. So I explained already our shift up and the spin up. Do you understand what those are, everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I want to. Okay, so then we have 1 leg drills, which I think everybody has experienced, but you pedal with 1 leg clipped in and 1 leg out. And so this helps us to see if there's any weaknesses in your pedal stroke and to help to get stronger through those weaknesses where you aren't applying pressure. And then I want a side view. So there are 3 other drills that are 1 leg drills, but you keep both feet clipped in. And they are called let's try this. No. They're called heels down. So the first drill is heels down. So you would emphasize pushing with your right leg first and do 30 revolutions, emphasizing pushing with your right leg. And you want to be working we're going to think about the pedal stroke in thirds. And so from here, from the top corner down is where you would be focusing on for the heels down drill. And you would do 30 revolutions, pushing with your right foot, thinking about getting your heel down. And then you would do your left foot. And your right foot is still clipped in, but it's kind of going along for the ride. And then the next one is heel to butt. And so where her leg is right now, pulling all the way up to here, the emphasis would be on that part of the pedal stroke. And then you're working on more using your hamstrings. So you would do 30 primarily using your right leg, and then 30 primarily using your left leg. And then the last one is over the top. And so it's going too fast for me to pause it. But from here, the back top of the pedal stroke to here, so over the top of the circle is where you would be focusing a lot of your effort. And so this helps us to work on and strengthen your hip flexors. So those are some cycling drills. Okay, so then after you do all your cycling drills to help you become more efficient at pedaling and have your right leg and your left leg be even and just as strong as the other, then you would get to your main set. And so for this workout, it says you're going to be at your threshold power or heart rate, depending on if you have a power meter or not. And threshold is considered zone 4. And so you would do 5 minutes. We can go back to the description. 5 minutes at zone 4 effort at 85 to 90 RPMs, followed by a 3-minute recovery. So you would go hard in your zone 4 for 5 minutes and then recover for 3 minutes. Then you would go zone 4 for 4 minutes and recover for 3 minutes. Then zone 4, 3 minutes, recover 2 minutes. And the last one is zone 4 hard for 2 minutes. And then you recover for 10 minutes. And it says warm down with any leftover time in a low gear on a high cadence. So that is the total workout. And then during the intervals, you would want to be hitting lap on your bike computer, and you want your computer set up so that you can read your lap power. So, and you should know your zones after your test. And so you would know what number that you need to hit in that interval, in your lap interval. So now we're gonna go to where you can see your zones. So on your, it would be easier on the app on your phone. You can go to your settings, and then there's a place that says zones, and then there's all the different options. So you would click on bike and see your power zones. If you're on the computer, it's the same thing, but I'll show you where it is. So you go to settings, over on the left is zones, and then you would scroll down to where, so mine is under power. This is after we do somebody's bike test, their FTP, which is their functional threshold power, which is actually the same as lactate threshold. It's the power that you could hold for an hour if you go out all out, theoretically. So for me, this is this number, 189, and then we use that to calculate the zones. So here's my zones, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the workout we just looked at is working in your zone 4. So for me, during those 5 minutes, I would need an average power of somewhere between 172 to 200. Today, I was doing intervals for VO2 max, which is my zone 5. And so for all the intervals, I needed a power of over 200. And then zone 6 is if we're doing like super sprint intervals. So something even harder than VO2 max. Very, very short and very, very hard. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about any of that? It seems overwhelming, and it's kind of like, it's absolutely a different language to be learning, but that's why we do it gradually. So for someone who's a beginner, just getting out and cycling, 15 to 20 miles is a win. And then once you get a hold of that and you're able to handle your bike, then you do your bike test. And then you need to learn how to use the bike computer and be accountable to the intensity that you're working at for the duration of the intervals. I will stop sharing my screen. Did anyone fall asleep during class? Okay.
No.
Are there any questions?
If you go to mine real quick, oh, you're not sharing your screen. If you go to mine real quick, you can see that there is some sort of an interface that you can set up between your Garmin Connect if you're using Garmin. I think Wahoo has it as well.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just click on one of the interval workouts for me, go to yesterday's bike. Just click on it. Let me full screen this. Maybe go to one that I haven't. There's a little emblem that comes up and it says sent to your device or something like that, or sent to Garmin Connect. And then that way you don't have to hit the lap button.
Right.
Like your device will actually give you an audible indication that it's about to change intervals. And it'll also show you what the interval is on the screen as you go through each one of them. It's very handy.
So that's what we were talking about. For anyone who doesn't know, that's what we were talking about at the beginning, where I was asking about the bike computer controlling your intervals for you. You can see that any workout that has the little lines, the gray blocks at the bottom, means that it's constructed. And so I have gone in and created the intervals, and you can send that information to your bike computer, and it will automatically, if the interval is 2 minutes, at the end of 2 minutes, it will reset and it will basically hit the lap button for you. And you just have to listen and watch when the interval is reset. And so it's very helpful that you don't necessarily have to keep track. And so if your bike computer is already sending information to Training Peaks and uploading, then they're already linked. And so you should be able to. I probably can't see it on here, like send to device, because this is my computer and I don't know if it's connected, but if I was looking on my phone, it would say share to device.
You're right.
And then I get them on when I turn on my bike computer, it says, do you want to do the planned workout from your connected account? And then you can click on it and we'll lead you through everything. I don't often do it just because, like I was saying in the beginning, I like to be able to control it. And sometimes like I'll do one person's interval with them and then do somebody else's workout. So I don't always do exactly as it's planned. So I like to have a little bit of control, but it's really, really good if you're on your own to have like a little coach inside your bike computer. I'll stop sharing again. Any questions?
I just need to learn my bike computer and get it set up right.
What did you say?
I just need to learn my bike computer better and get it set up right.
Mm-hmm. So if you have a Garmin customer service is extremely excellent in my experience. And if you're having trouble connecting it with anything, I've called them before. I had a heart rate monitor and it wasn't connecting to my bike computer. And I think the heart rate was Garmin. Something was Garmin. But I called them and they walked me through it. And I was like, I swear I was doing the exact same thing before, but now that I'm on the phone with you, now it works. So they can help you do anything. I would say that I would help, but since I don't have a Garmin, I'm not 100% confident in how to do things.
Yeah, I've got Garmin everything. So.
But yes, there is a blog post about like all the fields that you want on your bike computer. And when you hit the lap button, what all the fields you need to see are. And so when you have a chance, go look for that and make sure you get your screen set up.
Okay.
Okay. Everybody all good?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You were mentioning that you were going to explain how to drag exercises from one day to another. It is just to take it and move it?
Sorry, you cut out for a second.
Oh.
You said, how do you move things?
Yeah, to drag exercises from one day to another. You just take it, click it, and move it?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so. I'm not sure about Because I know if you have a free account and if you pay for the account, you have different abilities on your end as an athlete. And so I'm not positive what they are, what the differences are. But yes, you would just drag. So I'll go back to mine. And if you find that you can't do that and you want us to do it, then you can just let me know, and it's very easy. So like, let's say I'm not racing Saturday, the account says race, but if I wanted to do this swim Saturday instead of Sunday, then you just click it and drag it.
Can you move my tomorrow swim
To what day?
to another day, because I have a medical appointment, so I will not make it.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna move it to next week though, because you're gonna be resting for the race. But this swim, look, all green, perfect. And then also the calls, you don't really like track it on your watch. So if you really want to, you could go in and hit that you did it, and now it's green. But that also adds it to your training hours for the week, and it's not really training. So I'm just gonna delete the duration completely. And so now it's just like a reminder. So now it's just here. And now it doesn't become red or anything because you didn't go, because there is no duration on it. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna look at if it's beneficial for you to do this swim at another time. But we may just have you rest next week for the race.
Okay.
Yes. And then but you're gonna swim Saturday. I think it's gonna be you, Brian, and have you met Laura Taylor?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the three of you can swim together on Saturday morning, because the group is gonna bike. And you all don't have your bikes anymore. Oh yes, does anyone have exciting plans for the 4th of July? Other than racing?
Not really.
I'm headed up to Claremont to do hill training all week.
Okay, that's fun. I want to go back.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'd like to go back when I haven't had COVID and I'm not about to die.
Yeah.
Y'all drug me across the finish line every day. So I look forward to that again when I'm actually in shape.
The plans are already in the works for camp for March 2022. We have our dates. I think it's the same week as the last week of March. If anybody was curious, you can mark it on your calendar. I will not be working this week. I will be training in Claremont. All right. If that is all, I will let you all go. Have a fantastic rest of the day. It was good to talk to you. And I will see everybody soon, hopefully.
Good luck to everybody in their races.
Good luck to everyone.
Everybody.
Yeah. Jack,
Thank you.
after everyone hangs up, can I show you my screen? It's about that race that I'm trying to register for.
Sure.
All right,
I'm just gonna end the recording also. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.